will be also needing a sponsor. A sponsor is someone who goes on the loan. Unless you can do it, I use sponsors sometimes too. The thing about a sponsor is they are going to take a portion of the deal. And let me explain this to you. My knee keeps cracking. You're going to need a net worth a sponsor with prior experience. And what do you need to give that sponsor? Probably up to 50% of the deal, of your side, of the carve out. Now, why is that? Is that really ridiculous? Part of it is ridiculous, and it's a lot. But the other part of it you have to understand is if you're the sponsor of the deal, you are taking the most liability by far. Because you may both be on the loan, but if you go on the loan and this other person goes on the loan who's the sponsor, and you have no money, the other person is the one who gets hit, period. Now, there's a thing called non-recourse loan and recourse financing. Sometimes that will help you negotiate a better deal with your sponsor. But the sponsor is still on the hook, even if it's a non-recourse loan. They're just a little less on the hook. So they're going to be looking, they're the ones who are going to close. Okay. What I want to talk about is this really quick. I want to go through this quick. What lawyers will you need when doing a transaction? You're going to need a syndication attorney, and you're going to need a closing attorney. These are the interview questions that I ask my attorney when I try to find an attorney. I wish I had a book. That would be awesome, thank you. They're all written in here, easy. How many commercial transactions do you do a year? Then I just say, very simply, I say, what do I want to accomplish? I don't say how he's going to set it up and how to accomplish it. This is what I want to accomplish. I want to, here state what you're trying to accomplish with your next deal. Do not tell you what you want to create the entity structure. Just let them figure it out for you. For example, I want to buy a large multi-unit complex. I want to bring in investor money before the closing and after the closing. And I want to be able to replace my money once I close with their money. I want to keep them off the loan. I want to have the ability to sell their portion before the deal is sold to a new buyer if I want to. Okay? So see how simple that is? I'm not trying to sound like a Harvard-educated person when I'm calling this person because I just want to know, can you do this in simplistic terms? Is this something you understand? I called 4 attorneys. One was a huge attorney, huge corporate attorney that does syndications all the time. I said, can you do this? Simple, boom, boom, boom. Oh, well, we're going to have to meet with all of our attorneys, and we're going to have a conference, and we're going to decide whether or not this is something that we can do. I just was thinking, how many attorneys are meeting in a room at $350 an hour, or $500 an hour, or $1,000 an hour to discuss whether or not they can do this and how they're going to construct this? I was like, oh my, and this is how I asked it. The next attorney said, oh God, I don't think we could do that. I think that's fraud. I said, I don't want to commit fraud. That's why I'm looking for an attorney. I don't think this can be done. I'm like, okay, great. So next guy, again, well, I'm not really sure about that. Okay, next guy. Oh yeah, no problem. This is what you do. We're gonna do this. Oh, that'll be easy. It's no big deal. Still cost me a lot of money, but my investors paid for it. But this was just by asking the question very simply, can you do this? I got the simple answer back to know exactly who I should be working with. So in every kind of situation, that's what you should do. And then figure out what it's going to cost you before. Now look at this. Do you understand securities laws? That's a good one. Would you consider yourself creative in your deal structuring? How simple is it to ask that? Give me an example of some of the creative deals that you have been involved with. And now highlight and star this one. Because if you don't think I ask it, you are wrong. Are you a deal maker or a deal breaker? Do you figure out how to accomplish these deals, or do you basically figure out how you're going to charge me a whole bucket load of money and then not even do the deal? Do you understand how vital that is? And do you understand how many attorneys are out there to be deal breakers? Lots and lots and lots of them. They are there to interpret the laws and figure out how they can charge you the most money to make it the most complicated thing they possibly can do. If you ever saw my operating agreements, some of my operating agreements, you would not believe how simplistic they are. Because these, and some of them are boilerplate that he probably stole from all these other things, and he's just like, these are the only things that you need to worry about in the whole thing. Deal makers. It's so important. I deal with attorneys a lot. Have you ever seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas or read the book? It's a Hunter S. Thompson book, and it's kind of crazy. I probably shouldn't have even brought it up. But Hunter S. Thompson, is the big political writer, and he's very well known for being absolutely insane. And he goes everywhere on these escapades and takes a whole bunch of drugs, but he goes everywhere on these escapades, and the whole time his attorney is next to him. Everywhere he goes. That is a little bit like my life. My attorney came to me one day. He said, I think I'm going to retire. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, but I'm going to keep a few select clients. I'm sure I'm that select client. But anyway, I love him. I love him, love him, love him. He tells way too many stories, so it costs me a lot of money to talk to him, but he also waives a lot of fees because of it.